guys could just come in and get ready. I'm just saving, just in case. Ooh, I'm about to start a fire. I shall return. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, y'all. Hey. I just finished saging, trying to get everything all set up and ready. You know, I had to, I got my coffee. I don't know, I'm a coffee drinker in the evening sometimes, so. Well, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, we're going to give people a few minutes to get on in because, you know, it's only right that we wait before we get started. So I hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? I'm glad you joined. Oh, yeah. If you guys like the screen or, you know, like it or whatever, because this is my first time doing this, y'all going to learn with me. Then more people will jump in and it'll share the live faster. So yeah, let's get those numbers up. And I'm gonna get started in a little while, only because I'm early. You see, it's 6:58. How y'all Sundays going so far? I see my sign, Cougars and Coffee. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you guys and to talk to my sisters, my sisterhood in the life. And only because I'm an early bird, I'm gonna give people a few minutes to join before I get started. But I got some notes. I'm ready to go. And we can have some conversations. I got my good reading glasses on so I can see. Right. Create with laughs and loves. Yeah, you know what? I'm learning because unfortunately the digital age is where we're going and we're not moving away from that. So whether people like it or not, you guys gotta, some people, not everybody, because it's not for everybody. But that's where you draw from is the internet. Oh, thank you, thank you. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the internet. Let's get it. And besides that, I mean, this is really, really close to my heart. Really, really close to my heart. I've been doing my own personal research for the last couple of years on this topic that I'm going to be talking to you ladies about. And it's really close to my heart. So I definitely want to share this information with you. And then just like in a community, exchange information and all that kind of stuff and network and show love for mature lesbians because they trying to wipe out the L in the rainbow letters. If y'all didn't know that, they don't even want to say lesbian anymore. They want to say everything else besides that. I'm like, how do y'all avoid the L? We the first letter. We the first letter. So, but yes, now my son wanted to warm up his dinner right at the time I'm getting ready to start. Isn't that something? I love kids. I love kids so much. Well, it is officially 7 o'clock. So thank you for coming to Cougars and Coffee. Isn't that so cute? AI. I'm learning how to do AI. I actually did this in AI. Just, you know, write exactly what you want to see. And boom, there it is right there. So good evening to everyone. Welcome to Cougars and Coffee. This is going to be a sanctuary for healing, for laughter, and for learning how to get past trauma so we can all love. He said, right? I know. I said that too. I was like, are you really going to warm your food up right now? And he's like, I'll be quick. I'll be quiet. And my son, by the way, is like 5'8", 200 and something pounds. Ain't nothing quiet about him. So yeah, like I said, I wanted to actually start a community of women who are in the process of healing, to welcome love into their life, and to also share some information with the community on statistics for Black lesbian women, because unfortunately, Black lesbians have the highest divorce rate. We also have the highest rate of not remarrying. We also have the high. Listen to this. This statistic threw me. Do you know that lesbian women are taking care of more single parents more than regular straight women? So lesbian women are now like the number one single moms besides single Black women. Can you believe that? I said, what is in these statistics? I'm going to give you the resources to where I got the information from. But these statistics are really staggering, and it's really sad. And most of the women that are in this are Gen X. And it is Gen X and millennials in a group of women that are highest divorce. The Gen Zs, they are getting married, and they are staying married so far, at least, because they did the numbers up to 5 to 6 years. And for 5 to 6 years, most lesbian couples are already going to divorce. The rate for lesbian couples is staggering. It's staggering and it's sad. It's really sad. So, in my travel, I've been this is gonna be a tough. I've been single, off and on for a little bit, and through dating, I'm always talking to women, and women are always telling me the same thing. And here's the part. It is the new reality. And here's the part that I don't get. If we all say we want the same thing, then why are we not getting it, and why are we not there? Because most of the women that I have met, they are entrepreneurs. They have their careers intact. They have lovely homes. They have raised amazing children. So what's happening to the love life? What is happening to our love life after women go through menopause, right? Because that's supposed to be the best part of our life. What's happening that we can't get and forge these relationships and keep those relationships? Now, is it all Gen X fault? Of course not. However, Gen X is known as the generation of, bricks. Like, we're women, we're built like bricks. We took a lot. We raised ourselves practically. We was going to the store buying cigarettes for our parents and all that kind of stuff. So they're saying Gen F is just a really tough generation. I get that, but how come Gen X can't make it to the next level in their lives and sustain relationships, healthy relationships too? So that's where I wanted to talk about. That is some of the stuff I wanted to touch on. So I just want you guys to know that is why I started this group. I will be going on YouTube as a group. I will be building up on Facebook. Started this group. I will be going on YouTube as a group. I will be building up on Facebook and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, why? Why are we not doing why are we not dating? And I'm not understanding it. And honestly, it's really sad. So I can only share my experiences and the stuff that I learned for tools to help me get through dating and things like that, and do it with grace, right? Because I get really tired of hearing people bash their previous relationships, and then walk right into the same relationship in the next phase. So what are you not learning from the last relationship is some of the things. And this is the questions that I've asked myself as well. This is not something that, I'm going to browbeat anybody about. I really just want to have an open conversation to find out what's happening out there, and why can't we get it together to get to the part where we are just having these really long, healthy, positive, affirming, productive, loving relationships. Call it out, universe. You heard me. So that's where I'm coming from. So that's what Cougars and Coffees is for. And you're right. And I hear that so much. Like, I just recently joined another podcast, not a podcast, but like a live. And during the live, the women in the live, they were like, oh, I'm not going to take this in a relationship, and I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that, and if they don't have such, and I was just like, y'all ain't going to never get nobody if you talk like that. And if you continue to downgrade the past relationship that you was in and loving, because while you was in that relationship and loving, it was fine, right? But now that you're single, that person is a person this, they stink. I hear women talk about each other in the most derogatory ways. And the saddest part about it is these are women who say they love women. So I don't get it. I don't get it. So this is why I want to open the conversation up. And I'm specifically aiming for the GenX group of lesbian women, because like I said, we get overlooked so many times, and now with the not times changing, I think it's happening even more. I did recently have a conversation with a young I don't even want to like a Gen, was she a Gen X, Gen Z? And you know what she asked me? She said, what happens to older lesbians? Because I don't really see senior lesbians. She was like, I don't see senior citizen studs and stuff like that, and you don't see older people, rocking the flag. And I was just like, that's very true. You see them on TikTok, I know I do. Yeah, it's time to really do the work. It is really time, because times are changing. And the part that's scary is that if nobody changes, if nobody continues to do the work, everyone is still going to be ultimately single and alone at the end of the day. So why not do the work and build up what is broken in you that needs to be fixed in the proper way? And the only way to do that, unfortunately, ladies, is you have to date. You have to date. Because if you date, you will run into triggers. And then when you run into those triggers, you can make the commitment to yourself to walk through those triggers and get through them in a manner that will continue to allow you to heal in your journey. But then, right, people are scared to look inside. But then they'll also perfect you. He said, what is that? That's why I'm having this podcast, just for that. Because eventually, after we build up the momentum in the community, I'm going to do a speed dating. I'm going to do some sources to get people out there. I encourage women a lot of times too, just like Leslie, something that you and I had talked about before, is to learn how to be friends and learn how to have these conversations, because that's another thing we're not doing. We see somebody, we interested in them. If they don't like us in the romantic sense or vice versa, nobody want to be friends. Even though they haven't done anything, if a person is just not compatible to how you live your life, I get that part. But in the lighter scheme of things, just trying to be friends to each other, and then you could introduce your friend. You can meet somebody and say, hey, oh, Leslie, I met this really cute girl, but unfortunately it's no spark between us. But I think if you come to an event, we can meet and da-da-da, you might da-da-da-da, whatever. We need to do that more for each other, and that's just the way we have to be. I really had the whole the idea of it takes a village, and it is going to take a village to get people together for us. And I'm serious. I get so many women in my inbox trying to date me until they realize that, like, I'm not playing. If you don't want to be my friend, I don't want to date you. I want someone who's going to be a friend. I don't want to be the instant microwave lesbian couple for 3 weeks, and then the next thing you know, we not talking to each other in the next 6 weeks. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to date, but I don't want to jump into these fast-moving relationships with not really learning how the person is. So that's what I'm here for. Chocolate, is she on here? Did I write it down? I did. So I have some tools that I use to get to the places that I am. I learned a lot about myself. I started going to therapy, and also started working with a spiritual guide. And a lot of that has helped me a lot. I realized so much about myself during this, and it was not expensive. And that's the other thing. I am a regular smegular chick. I am not somebody, because whatever, who makes a lot of money. I'm a single mom, just like a lot of us are, and I'm I run my household, all that great stuff. However, when I started looking into therapy sessions outside of my grief counseling for my son who passed away, which you guys know that, I started finding that the regular normal therapy, even though I had insurance, was really expensive. Even nowadays, it's gotten a little less, but it still was pretty expensive. So what I did was I started going to like maybe one session a month, right? Let's just say that. And then when I started to see I was learning from that session, I did just what the therapist would tell me to do. Is like, I would get homework, like, you should do this and you should try this. And that's what I started doing. And then when I also started to open a conversation up and really identify with my issues in romantic relationships, right? And I'll tell you what some of them are. Just don't tell nobody, y'all, okay? But when I started to identify what my issues were, it really got easier for me to tell another person how to love me. Like, this is how I love. And maybe if I tell you how I love, then you can tell me how to love you too. Or tell me how to communicate with you or whatever. And so I started learning those kind of tools and coping mechanisms to walk through my traumas. And I'm telling you, it has been life-changing for me. And it's also given me a little grace to understand another person who has trauma. And you know what I found out? It's a whole bunch of Generation X women, especially black women. We got so much trauma sitting in our back that we can't even have a regular loving relationship. And this goes both ways, obviously, right? Without leaving the relationship because we can't get through the trauma. I think we have all been long-term for so long. The idea of dating is intimidating. I definitely agree that dating is intimidating, right? But how do you heal if you don't trigger those things that bother you? Because I'll tell you something that happened to me in my last relationship. I found out during my therapy and in embarking into the relationship that I have an attachment issue. I have abandonment issues because of my son. I had attachment issues just because I had become codependent, and a few other things, right? So once I learned all of that stuff, I also related it back to behavior that I had in past relationships, and I was like, light bulb. And once I did that, I also opened the conversation up to the person I was dating and was saying, hey, I get like this when this happens. And she started identifying stuff in herself, and we both became going on this healing journey, and it was really kind of dope. And I was like, yo, like, if we could continue to do this, we're healing each other and being patient at the same time. Did we make it to the finish line? No. But not because of normal stuff like, oh, you're cheating, you're this, you're a liar, this. It's because people heal at different paces and different times, and that's okay too. And that is such right. Dating is fun once you balance yourself and you're in the world. But people heal at different times. That's why I just recently posted a video on my page about healing and about allowing other people to heal at their pace. The problem is that you'll have to be patient in the journey to some degree if that person is not healing at this pace that you're healing at. And so I encourage all of you guys that you guys want to continue this conversation, and we absolutely will, is you guys start to develop tools, tricks, or hacks to have yourself heal while you date, because that is the only way you will be able to. Because there and I have some professionals, like I love Jay Shetty and some of those guys like that. They have information on it too that was really close to me in dealing with relationships, as far as you get through the honeymoon phase. After you through the honeymoon phase, you start to learn about who you really are, and that's when the triggers start. That's the part right there that I want to share with you guys, what could work for you when you start finding out some of the things that hinder you from getting into relationships, like trust issues. If anybody has, been a victim of sexual assault and you trying to have that in relationships, etc., etc. Like I said, when I date, I ask a lot of questions, and the answers that I've been getting back are scary. It's really scary. I've discussed this I say 1 out of every 3 women probably has been a victim of some type of sexual assault. And most times they don't even talk about it until they've been asked about it. So if you never asked, then how would you know? And then once you get past that part, you can start to adapt that, if this person has had this on her, then what type of connection can you guys have when she gets triggered, or if she gets triggered and stuff like that. You develop it personal for each person, that you date, right? And then even if you make a connection to get that far. So that's something that, I noticed that happens a lot. And I think that even though people are having a conversation about it and talking about it, but nobody's healing from it. And when I say healing, I don't mean posting a goddamn meme that says, today is a good day and I'm going to have a blessed day, whatever. I mean, you get triggered because somebody touched you in a way, and you go back to that place where something happened to you. And now how do you push through that? How do you push through somebody saying something to you that someone said to you in a past relationship that used to mean, okay, it's time to fight? How do you get past that? How do you get past somebody saying something that hurt your feelings, and instead of you share like, oh, my feelings was hurt, this, and that, you ultimately just shut down? I have seen it all in these streets, and it's not looking good. So I just wanted to open up the floodgates and open up a community of women who really want to get something done, and maybe we could do it together. Because like I said, we it's looking like Generation X is going to be a lost generation. And one thing I'm not going to do is be single for the rest of my life, because people don't want to walk through their trauma. Let's heal over here. And stop saying you want to heal and you're not healing. I can understand that too, TikTok, Tish. Yeah, it's time to heal. It's time to heal. And will you ever be fully healed? Because I see women say that a lot too. I had somebody say that to me. Oh, I want somebody that's fully healed, and if they not healed, they can't talk to me. Well, you know what? I also found out that trauma is we have new trauma happen to us all the time. Some of the things that I found out about myself when I started going into therapy and doing this self-work is that some of the trauma that I was starting to relate to was trauma that happened, something that happened to me 2 years ago, something that happened to me last year. And when I started to pull those connections together, and then look at how it was showing up in my new relationship, I was really blown away, because I didn't even realize that I had trauma from last year. All my trauma for me was relating back to, oh, my son passed away. So in my relationship, I would say, I'm a little sad today. I feel like crying all day. I don't feel like getting out of bed. Is that, I'm just want to let you know that. Instead of just like, well, get off of me. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. And all that kind of stuff. So I was in a space where communication was open enough for us to get to a place where we understood, you need this time, you need this space, and I need this time, and et cetera, et cetera. And I respected it too, because that was another thing that I learned about myself, since I have this anxious attachment. I started to understand what that looks like in my relationship too. So I just encourage you guys too to just keep doing your self-work and keep on jumping on my podcast, because I'm going to have it more formulated, and I'm going to share resources with you guys. So if you guys are really interested in getting to the next level, and like I said, nobody's rich here. So if you're looking for affordable ways to heal, I'm definitely going to come to you guys. I've been reading. I've read a couple of books that I really resonate to, and I want to share those with you. And I'm going to get through them because when I share them with you, I'm going to share the author's name, I'm going to share the book, and I'm going to make sure you know that this is something that can really help you guys. And again, in order for you to do that, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. So I'm not saying put yourself in toxic situations or anything like that, but I'm saying make a conscious, intentional decision to say, I'm moving forward in my healing journey, and this is how you're going to do it. In order for you to do that, you got to action it. You got to action it. The young lady I was dating, she would come to me and say, I think this is a part of something I'm going through, but I don't know what to do, and I don't want to hurt you. So what do we do now? She did it. She did it right there. You came to me and told me that you felt like this and that, whatever, whatever. Did that happen every time like that? Absolutely not. But it was the effort that was being taken to get us to the next level. So, yeah. Yeah, that level of communication is really, really important. Really, really super important. And a lot of us, just like someone else just recently said that, and I read it really quick, is that a lot of people don't want to communicate. They don't want to talk. Yes, I'm really drinking coffee too. I'm really drinking coffee. So what y'all think? What y'all think? Are you guys gonna come back, or do you think this is some good information to share with you guys? And how many of y'all want to really heal? How many of y'all really deserve love? Right? Because that's the key. That's the key. Great concept, absolute necessity for sure. This is very much needed. I'm going to take it even further. I have so many ideas and so many things that I want to do. And I'm really serious. I'm really focused on GenX, mature lesbians, because the other thing is I'm in this group in Facebook, and it's a professional woman's group. And it's professional lesbians, whatever. It's like 4,000 members. They did a single post. Damn near half the group is single. Damn near half the group is over 45. What is wrong? Why are we single? Why? That's what I want to understand. I'm like, is something going on? Because the numbers are staggering and the numbers are real. Like, I really went online and looked up what's the percentage rate for divorced lesbians. 12%. And we're divorced in less than 5 years of being married. Yep. But listen to this part. Lesbians are now impacting broken homes, like single black mothers. Now there's single black lesbians. Yeah. I definitely think that the expectations are unrealistic. I talk to women that tell me some things sometimes, and I'm just like, how do you want that? How do you expect for somebody to... Yeah. V, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been that place too. I've been used too, and that's the other thing I see in this generation too. It's very transactional, right? A lot of transactions. Like, I am here for you as long as you can do that for me. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know, but I think when older and younger people date, I know it's already established, but I'm not no sugar mama or anything like that. But I really see that a lot. And it disgusts me to know that people will give up time in their life to masquerade and pretend just to be taken care of. Like, that's insane to me. That's insane. Hey, too many people marry based on where they are with no consideration for the future. Absolutely. I don't get that, because I want to like the person I'm with, and I want the person to like me, not outside of love, because, love is gonna be there when you get into long-term relationships. But like me too, not just love me. And yeah, that's weird, and I see that a lot too. Y'all tap the screen so I could get some hearts up. Y'all gotta tap. Hey, Darnell. Right, both people do. But the part that we have to do too is we have to date in order to get to the effort part to close the gap in those relationships. That's what we have to do. We literally have to get out there and date. Um, and I know it's difficult, and I know the pool is smaller because I don't know about you, but I like a certain type of woman. And as a feminine woman, I like to date usually masculine women. So that's a little challenging too because those demographics are light as well. And a lot of, not a lot, but most times, most of the single women, if you're a feminine woman and you like masculine women, are usually femme. So that is a whole swarm of things that are against us Gen X lesbians. That's why you have to actively get out there and make it do what it do, and in the same time do it in a manner that's healthy, that you're healing and you're thriving. Because let me tell you something. I could have a relationship and a relationship doesn't go well, right? Okay, fine. One thing you're not going to do is take me down. Nope. The relationship could end, but I will continue to move on, and I'm going to always thrive no matter how hurt, because that hurt is going to be temporary. Because one thing I've learned with the loss of my son is the faster you can get to the next point, and I'm not talking about fast in in just in like time length. I'm talking about as fast as you could unattach from it to carry on to the next thing. You're good to go. And of course, healing while you're doing it, right? Letting go of what you thought would be to what it is so you can get to the next journey. So that's what I think. Something's in my throat. Really? Femme for femme? I could have. You know why I can't date a femme? Because we both gonna be in a mirror. It's like, no, I'm joking. But yeah, I could tell. Because the other things that happen to us too is that as older women, we get really set in our ways, right? And we want things how we want them. And there's no art of compromise. And see, compromise is an art. And you have to learn and understand compromise to some degree, and sacrifice. That's another thing. And then it also needs to be a balance. So when I'm talking about you guys out there dating and all that kind of stuff, I'm also talking about the other person stepping up to whatever your level of dating should be. Right? I'm not asking you to, like, what you call it, lower your standards, right? But make your standards realistic standards too. That's really important. Yeah, share information. Oh, you said one more man? I see, for me, I really enjoy masculine women. Like, that's my thing. I love masculine women. So the masculinity doesn't bother me, nor and usually masculine women have a side of femininity to them that's just right for me, which is something else I like. So that part doesn't bother me. Not at all. Nope. You gotta have a femme. Yeah, V. Oh yeah, cause V, you're a stud. You're a stud. So yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah, I like masculine women. And then I learned too, I like a little thug too, cause I didn't really know that, but then I knew that. I kind of didn't know that, but I was like, no, I do know that, and I gotta be okay with that. And that's that. There has to be balance in any dynamic. Absolutely, any dynamic. Yes, definitely. Yes, very masculine. Yes, V, you are very masculine. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Hello, Miss Serene. Hello. Y'all guys tap the live. I mean, yeah, like the live. That's how you got to do it. Because I was just strolling. So just because you were strolling, no worries. We are talking about dating in the Gen X generation for us 45 older people who are out there single and dating. Wasn't giving officer and gentleman either. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's something else I'm saying too, because I know that it's a lot of craziness out there, and everybody should, if you feel the vibe that this is not going the right way and you in danger, like like that's a no. That's a no. I've heard some crazy stories too. Pretty soon on too, while people started to date, and I was like, that's insane. Like people is really out there doing that. This is a really good conversation. Miss Serene, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you? I'm jamming off my jazz music and my coffee. 52, right. And are you single? Are you single? Okay. Are you heterosexual? I think you probably are. And that's okay too. Thank you guys for liking the live. Yes, okay. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. I was giving the ladies some statistics. The Gen X generation are like the most single. We can't seem to get our shit together to get relationships right, even though we raise families, we raise kids, we have careers, we're in the zest of our life, we doing what we want to do, but we don't have our love life in order, and I'm really trying to figure out why. I'm not trying to be offensive. I could definitely date a masculine woman, however she needs to have hair. Oh, okay. I'm like, she need to have hair. I got you. So yeah, Miss Serene, that's what we talking about. We trying to figure it out. And one of the reasons why I think it's just because Generation X is a generation that needs to be healed. And a lot of people are running from being healed and deciding to not even date and to be single instead of trying to heal. And I do know sometimes trauma could be so heavy that you just like, fuck this trauma, I'm just going to go sit in a corner. But at the end of the day, you don't want to die sad and alone, and not, alone, or you don't want to give up. Like the best, like for me, I'm great when I'm single. I'm great, but I'm even better if I'm in a great partnership. And that's how I've always been. I've always been really good in a relationship. I'm a person that thrives in a relationship, and my partner too, right? And that's just how I am, and I think other people are like that too. Right. And so not taken away from being single, because I enjoy being single and I enjoy my alone time, and I'm a person that even when I am single and alone, or even when I'm in a relationship, I still need to have space, and I know that about myself too. So like, I wouldn't mind if I had a partner that if she wanted to go away for the weekend, I would be like, oh, great. Like, that's fine. Go away for the weekend, et cetera, et cetera. Because I like having my space, too. So that's one of the things that I think that people need to be more realistic about. The way that we've suffered in the last few years has played a big part in how we're relating to each other, and especially for Generation X. And I'm talking about living through COVID, getting through COVID. So many people lost their jobs. So many things happened during this time. And then we're just plopped right back into the real world. Now what? With no hugs and kisses, no let me kiss your boo-boo. You just get out there and do what you do. And what we're doing is not having relationships. That's what we're not doing. And you know what I heard too? We ain't even having casual sex. No casual sex, no relationships. So back in the day, I mean, people could get laid. You can't even get laid no more. Like, it's that bad out there where you can't even connect to have an episode. Like, what is going on? Now, that is insane. And now, am I telling the truth, though? That's the truth. Exactly. It is the truth. You said hell to the But yeah, and I see that a lot too, and I'll be shocked at that because I mean, I'm thinking about like, mother has lived, and I'm like, shit, I'm glad I did because right about now, and and let me tell y'all, when I'm having conversations, the rose, oh yeah, right, the rose is your best friend. When I have conversations, I am talking to women, younger women too, because it just so happens that I get approached by younger women all the time. They don't be for serious for nothing though. I'm just keeping it 100. Because what younger women don't understand is that I'm 52. And I'm 52. Ooh, spiritually transferred disease is incurable. Girl. You said a whole word. You right about that. But yeah, yeah, and I saw someone talk about when you're sleeping with someone and you're transferring. Yeah, you transfer the energies and stuff like that. I'm talking about if you could get to a place to have that, but nowadays you can't even get there. Soul ties, yeah. I think even with that too, if you do the work on yourself, right? That even if you do happen to have to go into that space, because that's a mature space, that if you're embarking in that, it's intentional. That if you work on yourself, you will be able to release those soul ties. You understand what I'm saying? The pandemic was my tipping point. The pandemic was a lot of people's tipping point, a lot. And that's a lot of things that I don't hear at all either. Like, I don't hear companies talking about giving back to these industries that were like wiped out from like free therapy, something. It seems things got worse. Like, some of the things that the government wanted to give us, it got worse instead of getting better. So that's some of the things. I'm trying to get to the place of marriage and let go of the friend with benefits. Definitely. Put your foot, I'm nobody friend with benefits. Nobody, right? And I think just date and keep your boundary, right? Like, like lusting and all that stuff. And I am the person to talk about lust. And just make sure you stay the course, and you'll get there. Right? Like, let's keep it 100. Most of us went through menopause, right? And I remember when I went through menopause and I had my surgery, the first thing my doctor said is, your body is going to change. Well, he was right. The first thing I did was I didn't have a belly like that, and now I officially have like that belly thing, which I'm working on that, but whatever, that's another story. But my libido and my sex drive, it went up. It went higher. It's not. And I was so mad because I was like, can you believe that at this age in my life, I am not even having the best sex I'm supposed to be having? I'm supposed to be having the best sex ever right now. I don't got to worry about getting pregnant. And, as lesbians, of course, you still get your STD checks or with all that kind of good stuff. But you know what I mean. Like, I'm, all on top of that stuff. But I'm just shocked that this is it. Never had issues dating in my entire life. Do you hear me? I never had dating issues ever. Brooklyn, New York, in the building, more success, more wealth, more. Oh, yes. I feel it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I didn't. But I also was totally right with different people back then, right? When you're much younger and stuff like that. And, I was always a tough cookie, so wipe it off and like, next, that's what's going on. So I didn't have those kind of issues. Absolutely. I definitely know what I want. I left my last situation basically saying, the next time I see you, I'll probably be married. Because I'm ready. I'm ready now for my wife. I'm ready. I have no issues there. I'm ready to do the compromising I need to do. I'm ready to let her know who I am and how I love, and vice versa, and all that stuff. And my lines of communication are so open. It's ridiculous. And I'm glad I'm in this place, because you know what's something I'll do too? I scare people who don't have true intentions the fuck away. And I'm glad I do. As soon as they start talking to me, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to get married tomorrow. Listen, but just because I'm ready to get married doesn't mean we're ready. I'm just saying I'm already in a space that I've healed enough from my past relationships to move forward in my next relationship, and to move forward with exactly what I want, and ready for embarking on a journey in a union, not in a separate, like, I'm here and you're there, or in two, singularities. No, we're going to be a union. We're going to be one. So, yeah. You do, Leslie. You do. Leslie, we already said we're going to do double dates, too. You just know, I'm going to hold you to it. We're going to be going by double dates by the summertime. I say go and have fun. And then once you start going and have fun and open those conversations, let the person show them who they are. Let the person show you who they are. And then you start to decide if this is somebody I want to get to know more. One of the things with me is that I ain't going to even hold you. I was going on like 3 to 4 dates like a month. 3 to 4 dates a month. I'll say like 3 to 4 dates a month. And it was fun. It got exhausting. And if one more person tell me their favorite color, I'm going to lose it. It's like, no. Right. Exactly, Serene. Thank you for saying that. Dating is gathering information. And you got to gather information. Now, do you need to go on the first date and be like, okay, well, how much money do you make? And what's your salary, and etc. But you need to go on those dates and ask questions like, so when you get mad, how are you when you get mad? How are you when you lose your temper? One of the things that I was asking a girl I was dating is, what do you do if you think someone's cheating on you? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you act? And she was like, are you cheating on me? I'm like, no. I just want to know what happens to you. Oh, thank you so much. Market research. Yes, dating means market research. So those type of questions is some of the questions that I ask. A lot of the questions that I ask about sex right away too, because another thing that I noticed that happens, and this is real talk, y'all need to take notes. Right, of course, ask them about their mental health, but people lie. Like, nobody gonna tell you, oh, I'm bipolar 2 on the first date, because you're gonna be like, oh, you bipolar 2? Check, please. But what they can tell you is that, if they taking meds for it and stuff like that. But I noticed a lot of times people don't talk about those things, or they lie about them because they don't want people to reject them so fast. But I do ask about sex too, because there's a lot of women that have had sexual assault, sexual abuse, molestation, and all that kind of stuff. And if you wait too late and you find out that the person has a sex hang up, then what? Then you back to, damn, I got to hit the street again. Right. So those are things you ask right away, that you should ask pretty soon, not like so far, like you not to wait for so long when you start dating to ask those questions. That's true. It is such a stigma about it, and it's really sad. The part that's really sad is that a lot of the women that I talked to in reference to whatever their sexual trauma was, they never even talked about it really until you get asked about it. And that bothered me too, because I'm like, well, so you've been dating, you was in a relationship for this long and nobody even asked you if this happened? So that told me that those conversations aren't being had. So yeah. So that's what I am coming to do to you guys. I'm going to be on different platforms. Right now I'm on Spotify, YouTube, and I don't know, I'm going to change it around because I literally just came up with this idea the other day because something just pissed me off with GenX. And I was like, you know what? I want to choke all the GenX lesbian women out. If y'all don't come in here and get y'all shit together so we could all like have the love that we want, have the love that we deserve. It's so many intelligent, professional, single lesbians. So tell me why we can't connect. Especially if we love women so much like we say we do. Then what's the problem? Leslie, you too much. You said you're going to be a legit cougar in these streets. Well, girl, I've been a cougar. And that's the other thing, too. The stereotypes. Like, the other thing that I want women to know, it's okay to age. This was my point that I was trying to make before. Especially when you date younger women. Because I'll tell you something. I date younger women. And not that I seek them out. They usually seek me out. And that's whatever. It's okay, cool. If older women seek me out, I'm going to date them too. They just typically don't. And I don't really understand why, but that's just what it is. They will date me. And they're like, oh my God, you don't seem like you're 52. You seem so much younger. You got such a youthful spirit. You know, energy-wise, all that kind of stuff. And then a couple weeks in, 52. Oh, my knee hurt. What happened to the knee? I don't know what happened. I just got out of bed. And then I'll be like, oh, you really are 52. And I'm like, yeah, I never tried to be anything that I'm not. Right? I really am just 52. I used to have a friend of mine make fun of me and be like, okay, what time are you going to bed tonight? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? And I'm like, I go to bed like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Why do I go to bed early? I also get up early like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Whichever, they related it back to being over 50 and they were making jokes like, haha, it's past your bedtime, Dana. You got to go home. Like I went to meet some friends in the club. But all of that is to say, younger people sometimes become infatuated with us. They are infatuated that we are stable. They are infatuated that we have homes. They are infatuated that we don't have small children and we get to go anywhere we want to fucking go. I want to go to Bali. I'm going to Bali in April. I want to go to Cancun. I'm going to Cancun next week. And we're able to do that. They're infatuated by that because they can't. But then once they get us and they realize, damn, she really is 52. Then the narrative changes, the story changes. And I have to say that. You said, now, I don't do that. I stay up super late, but don't need to. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. I'm just literally telling you that, you know, some stuff that happened to me because people say that to me all the time. Like, oh, my God, you don't look your age, whatever. And da-da-da. And, you know, I had somebody 33 years old. What am I going to do with a 33-year-old? Like, I know what I'm going to do with a 33-year-old, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, yeah. That's it. So, what else? I gave you guys all the statistics. You guys could look this information up. Not when you're young and have an old soul. You guys are my favorite. I love a young person with an old soul. That says a lot for me, and it also tells me sometimes you've probably been here before. And usually the women that I date usually tend to have an old soul too. And that's a good thing, and that's probably why the connection is a good connection for that person who has an old soul. So I get that. And that's not a bad thing for me. I actually enjoy it. Because that means we listen to the same music. Because right now, if I had a date and she turned on some Sexy Red, I'm leaving right out the door. Because that's one artist. I ain't even gonna, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. So I went on a date. We went to the club. And we went to a club that was even younger than me, and then younger than the girl that I went on a date with. Like, so we was really out of place. And I was looking like, I mean, I was sexy, but I still probably look like somebody, grandma, right? Or auntie or something. And they played a whole, hey, what's up, Newark, New Jersey? All right. They played a whole skit of Sexy Red songs. I was like, somebody get me out of here right now. Right now. And I was like, I'm going to not be the mature person or the older person. Right, exactly. I can't either. I can't. But I swear, it took everything in my life to hang on and stay in that club and not in that date because I really wanted to. So that's some stuff that I can't get with either, even them. I'm like, please, why is she talking about that stuff like that? So, but yeah. But I thank you guys. Let me look at my notes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to give y'all something to end with. So, the next time we meet, oh, thank you, Junior or JR. I don't know if you say Junior or JR. The next time we meet, I really want us to start talking about, I would like to know how you guys are healing, and that's something you could think about. Do you really think that you're healing doing what you're doing now, right? And no judgment. You don't have to answer either. I don't need you to answer. But I do want you to think about that. And then if you do want to start a healing journey, collectively, let's share some tools and tips to help each other out so you guys can continue to heal and make connections, so you guys can get to the love that you want. I really think that that's what I want to do next. So that's the question that I'm going to leave you guys with. We're going to have like 7 more minutes. And yes, somebody's like, do you like thugs? I'm from New Jersey. I'm sorry. I like a thug. Now, I ain't even going to hold you. I've dated intelligent thugs. My ex-husband was a whole intelligent thug. This nigga went to work in a suit and came home and threw on, and that's what I enjoyed. I was with my ex-husband for 16 years. 15 years. However, when I started dating women, yes, I do. I really do. And I had to look at that because I went on a date with someone who was really like, and it just wasn't for me. And we couldn't make that connection because they were very like, kind of prissy and all that kind of, not prissy, but just like, just not for me. And I wasn't mad about it. I just realized, you know what? Like, I like you to be like a bit of professionalism. And I also like a little thug. And that's just the truth of it. And I'm okay with that. Prim and proper. You said prim and proper. Thank you, prim and proper. So you guys have your homework assignment for the next time we get together, and I'm gonna share it. But I want you guys to start thinking about how you want to heal, or even if you're in a healing space. And then next week, I'm definitely gonna come to you with some materials and some tools, and maybe even some stuff that we could do collectively. So as a community, right? For the ones that are here, we'll walk through it together. And again, I'm not going to be on the TikTok platform. I'm going to actually be going on YouTube and I think Spotify for right now. So it's going to be a different setup. But that's what's going to happen next. So what do you guys think about that? Tap the screen. Thank you. Oh, you have? Thank you. I'm going to share all that information because I'm going to go back and I'm going to jump into this information for everybody that joined the live. I'll send you guys the YouTube information. But V, definitely keep in touch and stay in touch. And like I said, at the end of all of this is done to promote healing. I'm going to try to have some guests. I'm going to try to share you guys some resources and all that stuff. So if you really want that information, just make sure you tap back in. And like I said, I'm going to get the information out to you guys so you can take a peek. And if it resonates to you, it does. And if it doesn't, that's no problem at all. You are still welcome here. You still welcome here. What's up, Chef? What's up, Chef? Yes, 7 p.m. Sundays. Always 7 p.m. Sundays. I got coffee in here now, but I think I might spike it up a little bit. But I still want to always give you guys informed information that you guys could go and do your research on your own, because I'm really, really serious about getting information to you for the GenX people who want it, so you guys could start walking on your healing journey. Because like I said, the numbers are staggering. And I really care about our community. And I envision myself growing older with my wife on my arm, 70, 75-year-olds looking back at the time when, damn, I was so single at 50 something. But not anymore. I got you, babe. So I want us all to get there. And I want to be coming to some weddings and all that good stuff. And I don't care what nobody say. We need to talk more about loving each other. We need to talk about more about community, and we need to keep on talking about it, because these younger generations, they talking much different from us. And we need to carry the torch. So do better. When you know better, you do better. So my job is to try to get you guys, if you want the information, because if it only resonates with you, and if it doesn't, that's okay too. Will you have opportunity for us to call in and have open dialogue? Absolutely. I wanted to do that tonight, but I wasn't ready and set up. So I said I would take this time to just talk to you guys and explain what the Cougars and Coffee podcast is about. And so this is going to be, again, a sanctuary for your healing, for your love, for us to have some fun times and laugh and just do all things that incorporate community. And GenX lesbians. But for everybody, dude, because Serene was on the end. Serene is a straight woman. So, and this information will help her too, because at the end of the day, healing is for everybody. It's not just for us. But I'm in particular is pushing it to our community, just because we in need. The numbers is there. The numbers is there. But thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. You know, I love y'all. I'm sending y'all all this amazing energy. I had such a great time talking to you guys. I think this is probably the best live I've done since I've been on TikTok. And look out for some more information to come, because I'm going to do this again next week at 7 p.m. I'm probably going to save this. Thank you. And thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for showing up and supporting. I really appreciate it. And thank you, V. V, stay in. I think V the only stud in the live. Peace to you. Peace to you. Peace to you too. And I can't wait to get your book so I can read it. And once I read it, I am definitely going to bring it here to this platform and just like talk about it and all that good stuff. Good night, everybody. It was so nice to chat with you. I'll see you guys next week, Sunday at 7 p.m. And we'll have some more fun stuff to talk about and do. I did an hour. Go me. Good night. Good night. Okay, now I gotta figure out how to end it.